So this knife is, I call it the dog walker, and it's a bit of a fail. I'll tell you why in a minute. I mean, it's not a complete failure, but it's definitely not up to my standards because obviously if you're modding a knife, you're trying to go beyond what you could buy at the store and you want it to be perfect. And unfortunately, this thing's not even close. But I like the concept, right? So got my whistle for my dogs. This is important because we get ticks and they're super tiny. We have deer ticks around here. So a nymph deer tick is like the size of like a sesame seed. And you'll get them on you and you don't know if it's a speck of dirt. And if the thing bit you, you get Lyme disease. So I actually uses a magnifying glass quite a bit for that. Don't really need the Phillips, but it just goes on that layer. You can leave that off, by the way. There's still gonna be enough tension in that spring. And then obviously a little saw, scissors, small blade. And this is where it gets a little tricky, right? Because I showed you this mod before. It's small blade wood saw, same layer, which works. And it sits on top of the liner. See that? I mean, it's flawless on that layer. But here's the problem. You open up your scissors. Now watch back here. See what that does? The blade immediately has tension and pops over. So now when you go to close your scissors, you've got this issue. Is it the end of the world? Nope. Fine. Just gotta open this, drop this. It's fine. Again, maybe it wouldn't bother some people, but for me, that's just not acceptable on a knife. It really bugs me. So, I mean, and it's consistent. And it started after like about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. I was walking around in the woods with the dogs and I just, flip it. Like I said before, you want to test these things out. So you got to put them under some stress and see what happens. And the other issue I had was, see up top, can't really tell, but there's not enough strength here. I should have done like a double liner somehow to reinforce this because it kind of bows in because of the spring tension. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But what ends up happening is the scale, it's not going to be flush here. So it kind of clicks. When I first put this on, like the scale went on fine, but then you push in and it felt hollow and it would click. Again, maybe that one bothers some people. Drove me insane. So I put some glue on that one. It just, it just kind of stinks. And they're plus scales too, so I probably ruin these things, unfortunately. And the pin will fall out. I just actually, when I opened this up, the pin ended up coming out, got bent. Pretty sweet. It was one of the, wasn't one of the solid pins. It was just a regular push pin that you'd get, in a sewing kit or something. Anyway, it was supposed to be the cool walker knife, but it's just not working. And I went with the plus scales because, what if you need to leave a note for someone? That was the idea there. So anyway, it was a neat concept. I don't know. I'll probably tear this thing down, or maybe I'll just leave it as is. And if I lose it, I won't be super upset, but I would be happy. Anyway, the world of modding, right? You just got to try things out and really test them because this worked perfectly for like the first day or so. I was really excited. And then once it started doing this flip thing, I got annoyed. Interesting idea though. You could do this as like a way to lock your scissors if you actually wanted to do something. Make your own locking mechanism on a 91mm. Maybe file this down so then you could easily just push it with your thumb I don't know, maybe I'll try that. I don't know, we'll see. So. That's that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one.